Hey, welcome back. I have another video for you, and this time it is the... Hey, welcome back. I have another video for you, and this time it's going to be talking about Warhammer Day, which is happening on Saturday, so just a couple of days away. Depending on when you're watching this, if you see this tomorrow, it's like tomorrow then. But for me, it's a couple of days away. And this one's special because it's 35 years of Warhammer. Now, Warhammer Day, to my memory, is not just about 40k. It's going to be about all Warhammer, but it seems like they're going to make a big deal about 40k this year for the 35 years, and that's pretty understandable. They tend to do a big celebration of their game systems every 5 years. You'll see like a 25, a 30, a 35, and if I recall correctly, I've been at this myself about 22, 23 years. I started in 99 or 98, and I had been like lurking in like stores, kind of just like peeking at stuff that I couldn't afford as a kid for at least a year, if not 2 years prior to that point. So I'm pretty excited. Even though I don't buy new stuff, I'm excited for this. I think there's a lot of cool things they can show off. I know they're going to announce a bunch of new stuff. And that stuff I don't super care about, but I definitely want to see it. I still love looking at their models, even though I don't buy new stuff, because the price is just ludicrous to get into a new army. And honestly, I kind of don't like painting the new stuff. Like I did when it first was coming out, and I was getting like into my Gene Stealer cults and stuff. I was like, wow, the details on these are amazing. And I was painting these models I was really proud of, because there was so much that with just taking your time, you could really make a great model, because they gave you all the tools on that mini. And as long as you took your time, made sure your stuff was neat, you could make a beautiful model. I do think that's one of the big things that draws people in now, is that you'll see people painting like their first mini, and they're doing really well because they followed the sort of basic steps GW does provide people. And because there's so many details, even though it's daunting at times to see, you know, like all the belts and pouches and whatever that's these guys are festooned with, I think that it does help new painters, because they don't need to think about what goes where. You don't have to worry about building and adding all those little like backpacks and pouches and stuff like we used to. It's just on the model for the most part. And like I said, I appreciate the models they sell, so I like to look at them when they come out. I don't buy them, but I like to look at them. Sometimes I buy them, but I mean, like, it's usually pretty special, like Gaunt's Ghost. I bought those because it's Gaunt's Ghost. Gaunt's Ghost, I mean, I had to have that. So yeah, they have a video. It is like 2 minutes. Yeah, about 2 minutes long. And basically what it is just showing off images and art of the progression of editions. A bunch of stuff for Rogue Trader, and then it gets into second edition, and it gets into third, and it transitions to fourth, and it speeds up and sort of like flies through like fifth and sixth and seventh. Take that as you will. Maybe it's because they know people kind of see those as like the beginning of the bad times. With the you know, the leaf blower lists of 5th edition that went into the D weapons of 6th edition to the whatever the hell 7th edition was, the terrible, awful, overpriced buy 20 books, otherwise you're screwed edition. And then they start showing off stuff for 8th edition, and then 9th edition, all the new art, and you can see how much it's changed. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide, if you watch this video over at Warhammer Community, if the art has changed for the better or not. I personally, in my view, I prefer older art. I think there's more character to it, but the new stuff is really nice. It is still good art. I just don't think it's great Warhammer art compared to what we used to have. But again, personal opinion on everything. So anyways, and at the very end, they do a big rewind. And they go back to the start, and they show off the iconic, well, this picture, essentially, from Rogue Trader. And it actually makes me think that might be a hint. I'm not going to get into the whole rumor mill speculation nonsense that's been going on. I know it's fun to do, but there are some crazy speculations happening and rumors and just essentially wish listing of like they're going to reprint every edition. Every box set's going to be reprinted and sold, and we're all going to be able to buy our favorite editions again. And while I believe wholeheartedly GW has everything in place to do that if they want to, that they would make a ton of money. If you put out 8 box sets, I mean, Rogue Trader I don't think had a box set of any kind, but I guess they could put out like a reprint of like the Beaky Marines, like the Rogue Trader Marine set, or the Rogue Trader like Rhino or Land Raider sets. They could put those out and I'm sure people would buy a bunch of them. Like this stuff would just fly off the shelves, guaranteed. Because at the end of the day, it would all be like stuff that people pay top dollar for to buy originals of. And nobody wants to buy recasts, but this wouldn't be a recast. It'd be a reprint, but it would still be coming from like the official molds. Like they still have these molds on hand. Made to order proves that. But they'd be coming from the official molds, like I said, and then they also be coming from GW. So again, they're not recasting at that point. These are reprints. It's like with Magic the Gathering and the reprints they're doing. Like, for example, Magic the Gathering 30-year anniversary apparently this year, which, I mean, like, it's true. I mean, I was playing back in like 94, 95. And yeah, they're doing this reprint box, and it's like, I want to say it's like 60 cards for $1,000, which I just want to point out just so that if they do something that's a reprint on Saturday and people like have a fit about the prices, you have every right to get annoyed by GW's prices. They have the best game and they really know it, and they just basically take advantage of that and just say like, you're going to pay what we make you because we have a business model that functions off of FOMO. But they're not the only ones. I mean, any company that's been around as long as Games Workshop has a product that says venerable, they do this all the time. And Magic the Gathering, I think they're bastards for it. Like I said, that's 60 cards for $1,000 because they're saying like, you could have a Power 9 set. And if you don't know Magic, it's just basically a really strong group of cards from early on. And they go for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands per card if you have originals. Now, these ones here are not going to be legal in the new sets or something like that. Basically, they're just being done in a way that they're not going to just like disrupt that market. But they decided they're going to sell 60 cards that maybe have a Power 9 in them. I don't even know if that means like you might get one or something, or like maybe you'll get a full set of them. But the point is, you're going to get a ton of random, awesome old cards, but you're going to be paying like, what's that, like on average about $12 a card, $13 a card, something like that. So I guess closer to 14, about $14 a card, which is awesome when you consider, how expensive those cards all are. Except you have to buy it in this big set, and you have to like hope you get the ones you wanted. I mean, like I'm assuming knowing Wizards, there's going to be trash cards in there. Like cards that are like reprints of like a 50-cent card, or like it's one of the lower ones. It's not worth a lot, but it's still from beta. It's worth $3. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm just throwing this in here because Games Workshop's not the only one. There's a lot of companies. You look at the toys from the 80s from Hasbro and stuff. They do those like I don't know what it's called, but basically Hasbro has like their own Kickstarter where you go and back some like G.I. Joe tank for $200 or something insane. Nostalgia is big money, and I feel like there's going to be some nostalgia stuff sold. I think it's going to be this right here. I think it's this book. Let me get back on topic with 40K. I think this book's going to be for sale. I think it's going to be like a fairly, convincing reprint book. I hope it's got better quality than the, of course, Heresy books I've bought recently and had to have had replaced. But I do think we're going to see this. I think this book is going to be up for sale as a reprint. It's going to be about $150 Canadian at minimum, because that's the kind of stuff they charge. So yeah, that's my prediction. That's my guess, my stab in the dark at what they're going to be offering for like big nostalgia. I don't think it's going to be some insane like pipe dream perfect moment where they re-release all the box sets. And even though their prices are high, like $250 for a brand new second edition starter set is what they'd probably charge, and would be completely within the realm of reason to say that's actually good value when you compare it to eBay prices. They're not going to do that because some of these old sets, I mean, like the second edition, for example, it's got like cardboard counters and stuff, and you're talking a huge amount of things. There's like a load of minis in there, couple of books, 2 or 3 books in it. I mean, it's not getting reprinted fully. I think the best we can hope for is more art pieces on their little art store they have with these pieces, just like in frames. Basically, that's the best route we're going to get to these. But I do think this book's going to get re-released. I think that makes sense. It's really not that big of a deal. They're basically just going to reprint it in a modern binding with a picture that they clearly have access to. You pay somebody money to AI upscale it and clean it up and stuff, and it's going to look really good. And this is going to look awesome on my shelf if this actually happens. I'll definitely try to get one of these, even though I don't care about Rogue Trader rules. I think they're weird. This is just a cool looking book. Yeah. This whole page here, this whole article, they just go through like the evolution. You can see like, hey, here's a bunch of old minis. You can get 5 of them for £2.50, £2.50. Yeah, I think pence, how you guys say it. There's female Space Marines. And keeps going down. You get some more, here's like some an old battle report from, I think, White Dwarf. Yeah, this is that second edition box that I was talking about. I mean, like, they're not reprinting this. Like, it would be cool as hell, and I would buy this if they reprinted it. But they are not reprinting that. It's not happening. There's no way that they're reprinting this. It is an awesome wish, but no chance. I mean, I look at this. I still can't believe people think this is going to get reprinted. Yeah, that's crazy. Although I would love for these books to get reprinted. I mean, even at like crazy GW $60 codex prices, these actually would be not that bad a price compared to what they go for online for old copies that some guys take into the bathroom like 100 times. And yeah, keeps going down. The much less exciting third edition starter set. The one that they did do a reprint of, like I said, I think I said this like last year or the year before, they did this made to order. This is also when 40K became the 40K a lot of us know. This edition was really different. Rogue Trader was crazy different. Second edition was much different. Third edition is when it became the Warhammer we know, both in terms of like lore setting and all that. But yeah, it became like the force organization chart that we recognize and so on. Lots of cool books. Yeah, I would love to see this stuff start. I would love a made to print service for Games Workshop for old books. There's a handful of these old codexes and army books I'd love to get my hands on, and I'd rather go through them. I'm being truthful. I know I kind of bitch about their prices and stuff, but some of ththese books are just absurd priced. I mean, like people wanting like $30 for third ed books. I'm not talking like, the newer ish Tau and stuff. I mean, I'm talking like the 40-page like supplements that we were getting, like Blood Angels that you needed the Space Marine book to use or something like that, or the Codex Assassins, like 20 pages. People just want crazy prices for these things. Yeah, 4th and 5th, they call it refinements. I actually found 4th and 3rd were closest. 5th edition was sort of its own thing, but staying in line. 6th and 7th, these ones here are terrible. 6th started off okay, but within a few weeks, my buddies and we all knew that D weapons were going to be a problem. Although I fully admit I played Eldar and I definitely use D weapons. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, like, you could be like the most, happy and like caring opponent that somebody could have, and if it's in your book, it's also unfair to you not to get to use it. And Wraith Knights were just cool. Wraith Guard were cool, like Yandon finally had this moment where they really could be a feasible army to play. I played some Yandon, and I don't know what they were thinking giving me D weapons that the way they existed back then, which were straight up just like, if you cause damage, the thing is removed. Because that's how D weapons worked in 6th edition. It was dumb. Codex Escalation. That is the book that ruined 40k at that point. If anybody remembers it, that's like when they started throwing all the super heavies and stuff into the game. And the 6th edition books that had D weapons and stuff, straight up, as far as I'm concerned, that was like the response to the super heavies we were getting. Like, getting rules for Bane blades and stuff was just not necessary, and they responded to it in-house by literally giving other people D weapons, but not everybody. So it wasn't even a balanced way to fight it. So I don't know. GW rule writing is special. Then you get into like 8th edition, and 8th edition was pretty good. I liked 8th edition. I had a lot of issues with the way the game worked. I still do, but overall, I've had issues with every edition in some way. I still enjoyed 8th. I bought that box. Never did anything with them. I think this is one of those times, you jump on the hype train. New Sisters were coming. I was right into it, and then I saw the prices to continue. With this army, I think I might try to get myself like a patrol or whatever they're called. And yeah, anyways, the prices were insane, and I was just like, what? Like, how much? And I just never did anything with these guys afterwards. They're just like in a box waiting to be painted. But I think where I worked at, it was going to cost me like $500 more just to get the army to where I wanted, and I'd already spent like $200 on the box to get this stuff. So yeah, killed the interest real quick. Yeah, that's where they broke everything. And then 9th edition came, and it was terrible as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, rant over on that. A lot of people, like I said, are hoping for a re-release of old stuff. I do think it's going to be this. I also love to hear that Made to Order is now officially a catalog you can just pick from. It's never going to happen, but that's my wish list item. Made to Order, permanently available. Every single thing that has a functional, like, reusable mold, just get it out there. Let me buy these things. I'll wait 4 months and pay higher prices with you guys, Games Workshop, over spending a 2-year period slowly tracking down minis, and often not getting getting good deals, but they're still high prices. At least with you guys, I know they're not recast that somebody's passing off. Some of those recasts are very good. Anyways, that is my rant video about Warhammer Day and my thoughts on Warhammer and its history and what I hope to see on Saturday. So what did you guys think of the announcement, and what do you think we're going to see Saturday? Just put that down in the comments, and if you're interested, you can leave a like. And there also is a Discord. I'll put the link in the description. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just going to be a place where I can post some stuff that I'm doing, because I can't really make videos for everything. Besides just not having the time right now, getting back to work with what I do, I just don't have the time I had a few months ago when I was like unemployed, but like working less, to the point where it felt like I was unemployed sometimes compared to previous years. COVID just kind of slowed me down a lot in terms of working. because of all the stuff that kind of changed in what I was, my job changed a lot, which meant I was working less and I had more time to make videos. That's why I had so many coming out. And then summer break, I was off. But yeah, if you have interest in that, I'll be posting stuff in there until such time as I hit 1,000 subs and I can start making those community posts that YouTube, just keeps locking away from me for some reason. I don't know why. That's a special feature that I need 1,000 subs for, but it is what it is. Anyways, thanks very much for watching and have a great day.